over our expectations. They got the shapes and the colors that are dynamite. I love that part. Are you ready to do some art? Me too. Let's go over our expectations. Expectation number 1, you have to have a sheet of paper in the art class. And number 2, you have to have a pencil. Sometimes we'll use the paper and the pencil, but not today. Today, we are going to do something special. Today, we are going to use Play-Doh! Yeah! When we think of Play-Doh, we don't think of bowls and containers. We think of fun things we can make like people and animals, pizza and cookies, and aliens. But Play-Doh is actually a kind of clay, and clay is made from mud. Mud is water and dirt. In historic times, people would take mud and mold it with their hands. When it dries, it becomes clay. Clay could then be made into cups and bowls that were used to carry water and food. This was much better than carrying it with your hands. Play-Doh is a modeling dough. Where have you heard dough? Dough is like bread. When you drop ketchup on your hamburger or spill juice on it, it becomes mushy like Play-Doh. Play-Doh can be made at home with flour and baking soda and water. Ask your parents to Google it and see how it's done.
Can you tell me what it is again? What is it?
Brother.
A brother? What's this? And what's this one? Baby? Baby? What's that? What'd you make? A blaster. Blaster? What's that?
There's a big giant cookie.
A blue cookie? We're doing B. What'd you say it was at first?
It was a blue pool now.
A blue pool?
Now it's a blue cookie.
What's that?
My brother.
Brother begins with B. What's this?
Wow, there was so many things going on at that center. And the sculpture center is one of my favorites. You can take clay and you can mold and make lines and shapes and letters. I heard a special letter that was going on over there too. Do you know what it was? I know somebody who can help us. Let's go visit Miss T-Phonics.
Awesome seeing all those learners learning and having fun too with the Play-Doh. I heard you saying that letter B. Remember, letter B says B. It's a quick sound. Let's go more into our phonics skills. I have written out the word Play-Doh. We're going to talk about the letters and also talk about some of the sounds that Play-Doh makes. So up here we have the letter P. P, we start with a capital letter when writing it. So when we write, we start at the top line, we go down to the bottom line, come back up to the top line, and curve around to the line. Next letter is L. L says L. Next letter says A, which is our letter A. We come down to Y, and Y says Y. We're going to skip over and go to the letter D. D says duh. That's a quiet sound again. The next letter is O. The next letter is H, and H says H. When we're writing our letter L, we're going to start at the top line and go straight down. When we're writing the letter A, we're going to start at the middle line, go around like a backward C, and make a straight line down. Y is going to slant to the bottom line. You're going to come back up and slant to your line that you made. You're going to come over here to your letter D, start at the top line, go straight down to the bottom line, come back up to the middle of your line. You're going to curve around like a C again. We're going to move on to our O. O just goes around like a circle. And when we do our letter H, we're going to start at the top line, go straight down to the bottom line, come back up to the middle line, and curve around. You're going to give it like a little hump.
Thanks, Misty. I love how she can take lines and make letters and take the letters and make words. I wonder if you can make lines and letters out of Play-Doh. Let's go to the drawing table and find out. So today we're going to use Play-Doh. Play-Doh can be found at any Dollar Tree. It's only $1. It doesn't really matter what color you get. It's kind of hard to come out, so you kind of got to shake it. You may have to ask your parent to get it out for you too, so that it'll come out easier. A lot of parents may not want you to use Play-Doh because it tends to get all over the place, especially in carpet. So I have this metal that I can do it on. You can do it on paper or plastic as well. I wouldn't suggest that you do it on anything like paper because it's going to mesh into the paper, and I wouldn't suggest that you use it on the carpet because it's going to get into the carpet. All right, first I want you to just mush it and mash it and see what it feels like. Think about how it smells. Is it cold? Is it hot? Is it soft? Is it hard? I want you to pull it apart and see how easy it is to come into pieces. What we're going to do today is we're going to learn how to make several different things, and we're going to start off with what I call the circle or the wheel. You take your Play-Doh, you put it in your hand, and you roll it around in a circle. Notice how I'm rolling the Play-Doh in a circle, going around and around, and I can get what's called a sphere out of that, or a ball. I also can take what I call the choo-choo, or the in and out. I'm going in and out like this, and as I go in and out, I'm pressing down on it on my palm, and I can get what's called like a line. I also use what's called my pincher. This is a small pincher. This is a large pincher. A pincher can give me several different designs. Notice how I'm turning the Play-Doh as I'm pinching it. If I use my large pincher, I can get several big designs. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you how to make line techniques. So this is a lot, so I'm going to take half of it, and I'm going to take it off. I'm going to put it back into my cup. I'm going to put the top back on because I don't want it to dry out. Put that over to the side. I'm going to take this and I'm going to rip it up into 3 pieces. 1, 2, and I have my third piece. I'm going to take one piece. I'm going to put it in my palm. I'm holding my palms like this, and I'm going to slowly go in and out until I get it into a nice line. I can squish it at the top and the bottom to make sure that I get a nice little line. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Notice how I'm going in and out, mashing it till I get a nice line. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to mash it till I get a nice line. And then I can take those lines and I can create. I have 3 lines, so I could take one line and put it this way, another line and put it this way. Notice how I mashed that together, and another line and put it this way, and I can make a letter A. If it's too long, I could rip these parts off. I could even take this line and move it down here and make a triangle. I could do this. I can turn it to the side, move this up. Notice how my letter looks very long, so I'm going to rip this off so I can make an F. I can do this. I can take my other piece that I have, and I can come down here at the bottom and I can make a E. So many different letters that you can make using your lines. Let's see how many letters that you can make. I also can do this. I can roll my Play-Doh back up together, back into my sphere. And what I want to do now is I've made lines, I've made shapes, and now I want to make a form. I can take my Play-Doh, lay it down. I can take my palm and press down on the Play-Doh at the top. Not too hard, not just enough to make it like a wheel or a hamburger. After I've done that, I can sit it down and I can press down using my finger at the top. And notice how it starts to expand. I can take that same idea and use my 2 pinchers and press down on the top. I can turn it. As I'm rotating it, notice how it's starting to become a form, a 3-dimensional cube. I can even do this. I can use it and use my bottom and start to straighten it out so that I can get different forms with it. Now that I have a cube, I can even do this. I can take my pinchers and pull at the top, and now I don't have a cube anymore. I have a pyramid. As I start to get my pinchers together, I want you to think about like a marshmallow or an ice cube, and now it's starting to look like a Hershey Kiss. See how I'm doing that? I'm using my pinchers to be able to make my pyramid. I'm pinching it at the top to make sure that it works. I can even take this. I can take my thumb, I can push down inside, and I can take my big picture and wrap it around my thumb. Not too hard because it'll stick. I can use my small pincher at the bottom to get it tight. And when I pull it out, look, I have a cone. I can take my small pincher and I can then begin to twist with my shape. And I'm starting to get the form of a cone. I can even take another piece of my extra Play-Doh, roll that into a ball or a sphere, and put it down inside. I have ice cream cone.
Did you see that? You can make so many things out of Play-Doh. I wonder what they're doing over at Imagination Station. Let's go find out. Can you imagine what you'll see when you ride along with me? We are going to a station that we call Imagination.
It's okay, so what I just did, I just make his ass in rectangle, and then after that I just rolled it, and then after that it looks like a cake, and then I just put these ones on it.
I like it. What's that?
Okay, ice cream with candles on it.
Ice cream with candles? It's all for Tyler's birthday?
Yeah. And I'm making a shooting star so he can make a wish.
Thank you so much for visiting me here at Holloway Ventures. I look forward to seeing you again. But until then, goodbye, goodbye, until we meet again. Goodbye, goodbye, I'm so glad we're friends. Goodbye, goodbye, until we meet again. Goodbye, goodbye, I'm so glad we're friends. I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care. Red and yellow and blue and green. It's the Holloway Ventures. It's for you and me. Colors, shape, painting, and more. It's the Holloway Ventures in the art store. Got red colors, yellow colors, blue colors. All right. Big shape, little shape, funny shape. That's right. Painting for you. There's something for you. Got shapes and the colors that are dynamite. So what's your venture? Got it? Come on and see, because art is the place to be. Okay, I get it now.